swang from the chandelier. The chandelier.
Yeah!
Polly, how do you want your egg for breakfast?
I want it scrambled, but make sure you mix it while it's in the pot. Don't let it turn brown because I'll get mad if you do. Make sure you're constantly mixing it with a little bit of butter inside of the pan with salt and a little bit of pepper just to make sure it's a little bit aromatic. A little bit of olive oil so it doesn't stick to the pan, and butter, but don't let it turn brown because I'll be as mad as an Irishman who gets cheated out of his beer.
Okay, is there anything else you want, Your Highness?
Yeah, while we're on the subject, make sure you cook some bacon, right? And then you're gonna cut it up and mix it into the eggs in the pan. I want you to mix it in while the eggs are raw so that all the egg sticks onto the bacon and I get a little surprised when I eat it. But and make a sausage. Make sure it's like a little smiley face kind of a thing. Shape the little egg bits into like eyes and a nose, and the sausage is like a little smile, okay? You got that?
Come downstairs and cook your own breakfast, you lazy freeloader!
Okay, jeez, I didn't know it was like that. Sheesh. Hello. If you haven't guessed already, I'm going to play Magic Minecraft. Last time I focused on getting the Arcane Essence and getting my first few spells, but this time I'm going to focus on getting new magician robes, or whatever they're called. So these magician robes are going to be basically what I wear for the rest of the game. Minecraft buffs, loading up. I'm gonna get copyright striked. Anyway, so this one is a little bit confusing because of the way that I edited it, but basically what I need to do is I need to get a ton of Arcane Essence, a bunch of wool, and I need 8 Arcane Essence so I can surround each piece of wool, and that'll make 1 Arcane Cloth. But for the start, I'm gonna make some basic magician robes. I loaded back in, having just learned my magic, and now had to find what I would do next.
Alright, I'm in. Let's work.
I killed a group of these chickens that I found inside of a chicken pen, and continued in my journey. I set out to find a village, but then remembered that I needed to get new armor, so I sat back into my hut and started making leather armor, so I could make a special kind of armor that revolved around magic. I put Arcane Essence and a pair of leather pants, on the crafting table and made Wanderer's garb, or whatever it's called. These clothes would increase my mana, and would give me the ability to use more spells quicker. Because if I don't have enough mana, I won't be able to use certain spells later on in the game. I continued on to this little house that I found in search of Arcane Essence and wool, because I needed wool for something, but I didn't find it, and I found a ton of rotten flesh and 2 diamonds.
Didn't expect to find that this early. Right.
I found myself at an NPC's house and decided I needed to cook the flesh to make leather, but I got interrupted. After a tedious battle with this zombie, I finally slayed it with my iron sword. I sat back and cooked the rotten flesh, turning it into the leather that I so needed, and I completed my magic clothes set. I went outside and I put it on, feeling the magic course through my veins. And as you see the little bar in the corner, on top of my hunger bar raising, so did my ability to use magic. I proceeded to upgrade one of my backpacks because it had run out of space by surrounding it in iron ingots. This doubled the amount of space that I had. I ran around for a little bit of time until I finally found a building that I will call a pyro house. These buildings are absolutely necessary for my progression because if I don't find enough of these, I won't have Arcane Essence. These buildings always have Arcane Essence inside of them, and a Pyromancer. The pyromancer will attack me if I attempt to take stuff from his chests, so I first must block him in to a little box so he can't see me taking his stuff.
Hello.
3 minutes later, I had finally succeeded in boxing him in. He could no longer attack me with his powerful magic. If I had not done that, I would have been killed instantly when I tried taking things from his chests. But now he was trapped, and I had free reign over his stuff. I opened the chest and there was much arcane essence inside, as well as ink and blaze rods. I came over to this little crevice where there was a hole in the wall, so I picked up my pickaxe and I tore it open. Opened was the chest that lay before me, full of arcane essence and iron, and a new icicle scroll. More chests appeared before me, and I grabbed the firebolt spell. Arcane cloth stood before me, but I didn't grab it, a choice that I would soon regret later. I continued to collect the arcane essence and fire blaze rods. Later on, I approached another chest with much inside. Ender pearls, arcane essence scrolls, and rings. I grabbed them all.
The process. First things first.
I put down my inscription table and put a legendary scroll that I had found, the fireball scroll. A large spell that could attack multiple enemies at once. Stomp, an epic scroll. An attack that could do damage to multiple enemies in front of me, and a lot of damage at that. And Firebolt. Basically the icicle scroll, the icicle spell, but for fire. I went out to demonstrate my spells. And here you see me using the Fireball scroll. As you can see, it killed those goats in an instant. I continued along my way on top of a mountain in search of new pyro houses, but I came across something far more important that I would use throughout the entirety of this gameplay. A griffin. I immediately crafted a saddle and tamed the beast. I sat atop him and he kidnapped me before I could place a saddle on him.
Nope. He has kidnapped me. Yes. There it is.
Excuse me. I placed the saddle on him and he obeyed my will.
Griffin.
Long gone were the days of walking for me, as I now had a creature that could fly. I found myself at another village, looted it, and then proceeded along my way into this area, where I would soon show you the Iron Guidebook. The Iron Guidebook is exactly what it sounds like. It explains to you how the game works and how you play and how you move in the game. I had already completed early game, so I needed to go to mid game, create a scroll forge, and make better enchanted books, and my current goal to make better armor. I had planned to make the Scarecrow armor, but with the arcane cloth, I could make far more. I set out to collect sheep and
Actually be able to
arcane essence.
I might, because I don't know. I'm not for sure.
But I found myself at the house of a witch,
Oh,
and a heinous battle ahead of me.
that's not good.
After a little back and forth, I finally killed the horrible thing. I broke into her home and I stole her enchanting table, but she did not drop what I had come in search for.
I can sure as heck try.
A few steps later, I found this ice boss ring. This ice boss area. This area had an ice boss inside of it that would prove a worthy challenge.
Oh,
I immediately went over to block out its exits so they could not escape me. I was surely the bravest in the world. I moved on to the second exit and blocked it off. Just as I blocked it off, he hit me with his ice things. But alas, he was stuck, and I had my opportunity. I would not get this opportunity again, so I did not move, and I attacked him with my spells.
goal is actually to beat all the side bosses and get all the weapons. So killing this guy, I didn't really expect to be able to do that actually.
I had finally defeated the beast and collected what it dropped.
Back to the
2 icicles and an ice rune stone.
I can make
A special ice rune stone.
different items with it. Frost
With which I could craft 2 items. The Great Frost Sword and the Icicle and the Frostbitten Shield.
They hit you. The sword basically makes those spikes that he was using.
When you defeat a boss like that, you can create... It'll drop items that you can create weapons with. But for now, I needed to focus on looting this guy's house.
Yo, I've been flying around for like 2-3 hours now, or at least like an hour, and I found myself back at like my my original spawn point. Absolutely.
I flew for a few more minutes and I found myself at this abandoned portal.
Better armor, but I don't have it. I don't have it all yet. So the recipe is, I think, 3 crying obsidian.
I needed to make something later on in the game called the Scroll Forge, which would allow me to create my own spells. This would prove an extremely important object, as I would not be required to go searching for scrolls in places anymore.
So I need 2 more of these. So if I run into more, I'll update you. But if not, you know, I'm gonna keep looking for sheep.
I'm not even gonna lie, eventually in this video I did die like 1,000 blocks away from my current spawn. So I did have to walk like 1,000 blocks, but I didn't record it. Anyway, I found this pirate ship and it had aided me in my quest of finding wool. I had finally collected more than enough wool and only needed arcane essence to surround it in, so I could make the arcane cloth. I now had 18 pieces of this arcane cloth, but I needed 24 to complete my garments. So the search continued for arcane essence. Eventually, I did find myself at another one of these ruined portals. So I picked up my diamond pickaxe and took the crying obsidian that was there.
So it's 1 shirt.
I continued to craft the items that I needed, that I had been searching for tools for, or materials for. And finally I had enough.
Okay, yeah, I have all that I need. And I have these special little things called runestones. So the runestones, basically, they're used to make better armor. So I can grab something like a like this poisonous potato, the green potatoes, and I can make a plant runestone. I'm very much wrong. Oh no, I need to surround it. There it is. I can make a nature runestone. Except, I don't want to make a nature runestone. Nature clothes. Because the clothes that you're going to wear, are kind of dependent on the runestone that you pick. So I want all my clothes to match. And at the moment, I have a ton of blaze rods. So I'm going to make fire runes. And I'm going to make all the clothes. Wrong piece of clothing. Hang on. Yeah, just kind of. Hood. Pyromancer. I'm going to be a pyromancer.
With these garments, I had increased my protection.
There's more power. There's
and had gained far much more mana.
This one. I'm going to try to go pyromancer this time. So now I
had acquired much more mana in the making of these clothes.
I'm gonna try to find some lapis lazuli. Wait a frick. Yeah. I'm gonna find some lapis lazuli, and you know, I'm gonna enchant it. So now, instead of these weak old clothes that I've been wearing this whole time, I have the pyromancer's garb. And the pyromancer's clothes I think it gives me like a plus on fire spells or something. I don't know. But yeah. Well, Pyromancer now.
Now my mana limit has reached 600, and I can cast more spells without having to wait for my mana to replenish after short periods of time casting spells. But there was still a problem.
There's Garb.
I can only hold 6 spells at a time. I need a better spellbook.